season.
Duck season.
Rabbit season.
Duck season.
Rabbit season.
Duck season.
Well, oh boy, do I have a wonderful news story for you. In between, perhaps arguing with your family, or perhaps hiding in the other room, or perhaps maybe just actually enjoying yourself. Today is a day in the West, in America, where we celebrate Thanksgiving, which I will be doing later today. But of course, I know my viewers range around the world, and not everyone gets this day off. And so I figured the least I can do is at least give you some news, give you something to get a break for today. And apparently, Rachel Zegler is suing companies for getting them, she's suing apparently Sony, Paramount, and other studios for her being fired. That seems odd. That seems like a no-win situation, but let's take a look, as of course the Hunger Games prequel is yet another failed franchise thanks to Rachel Zegler. Of course, today's video, just want to remind you, if you're watching it on Thursday or Friday, my company, Coffee Brand Coffee, our Black Friday sale is live right now. 20% off the entire website. 10% off our wildly popular gift boxes. We have custom-made gift boxes, and we also have a tool for you to build your own in the gift boxes, which is extremely popular. We sell out way before Christmas every year. So if you're thinking about it, grab your gift boxes today. Or, of course, try out our coffee, tea, cocoa, peppermint bark. We have chocolate-covered espresso beans. All of it's on sale. And you support the quartering directly, and my staff, my hardworking staff who's working today, fulfilling orders, and working tomorrow too. The Hunger Games prequel is another failed franchise relaunch in 2023. With a global total topping 100 million, The Hunger Games is a Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes topped the box office last weekend. While it's comparatively welcome news in a year that saw Marvel Studios suffer its worst opening ever, with the Marvels and other studios enduring similar disappointing returns, unless its fortunes improve in the coming days, The Hunger Games prequel unfortunately looks like yet another likely failed franchise relaunch in 2023. Because people are done with it. It's like, I want something new, man. I've been seeing the same old crap over and over again. Yeah, superhero movies, the Marvel formula worked, okay? The Marvel formula worked for a little while, and it was fun, okay? It was a nice ride that ended with Endgame. They keep running it out there, thinking we want to see more of it, and we don't. There's reasons like, the movies like Oppenheimer and even Five Nights at Freddy's and Barbie did so good. It's because it's not unique, or because they are unique. And everything else out there, people still want to see movies, but they don't want to see more movies of this, more of the exact same thing we've been seeing for the past 20 years. This isn't said to be cold or judge art by dollars and cents. Rather, film's both art and form as well as business. And part of my job in reporting this industry, blah, 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 blah. So I know it's popular these days to use selective math, talking about box office, insisting a film already covered expenses through pre-sales and prominent product placement. Thus, box office is less important, while the other side of our mouths claiming a film is a failure without any accounting for similar offsets to costs. With a $100 million opening, it's probable we'll see a final global box office total in the realm of somewhere from 250 million on the low end to maybe 450 million on the high end. It'll never hit 450. That might appear fine when compared against a $100 million budget and reduced marketing expenses on top of already covering investments up front with previously mentioned pre-sales and other dealings. However, it's, quote, fine in the context where theatrical release and box office are no longer considered franchise drivers or as important in terms of primary in the film business. Primacy, sorry. The math demonstrated this, how this turns out to be financially profitable in the broader sense with merchandising and pre-sales is all well and good. But what it does mean for theatrical, if our box office discussions are turning into this degree of qualifications and sidebars about whether our box office numbers aren't really so significant and why lower performance is fine because of how business and investments work, Basically, what they're saying is we've gone from saying a movie made, 600, 700, 800 million at the box office to, well, we kind of made money through all these other kind of things. I mean, this movie got something like a $20 million tax break from Germany or something like that. That's not something you can count on forever. You see, business and investments should work a lot better when you're dealing with a brand this big, with this much potential, and with this much at stake. Is our idea of Hollywood success to be measured on how much studios can cover bets on the front end and reduce the relevance of box office in demonstrating sustainable storytelling potential, rather than can we structure this in a way that as long as it does average or even mediocre by franchise standards, it's motivation to keep making more? Well, yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. It's like they're just like, oh, well, we can just, it's the move to content instead of films. You see here, different standards of success, however, come into play here precisely because Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes isn't a franchise launch. It's a franchise continuation. More than that, it's a blockbuster franchise continuation with the potential to be a new trilogy capable of generating more than $1 billion in the box office. That's the difference between a film series that grosses enough to justify continued production because it's a complex investment scenario that relies less on popularity versus a film that captures the social zeitgeist and blows everyone away. The latter is what The Hunger Games once was, and what it could and should have been again. That's the promise of the premise, and that's the potential of this prequel franchise. So the complaints or critiques are far from a place of love, but I'm a fan of the series. I hope to see it achieve that process. Nah, not going to do it. Nobody wanted this movie. Nobody likes Rachel Zegler. And then you see this article. Rachel Zegler reportedly to sue Sony, Paramount, and other studios for her firing. According to... Sometimes when you read the articles, sometimes when I like to read the articles the very first time when so my reactions are genuine, but it's very concerning on the source of this. According to Mike Zero, who, in my experience, again, no disrespect, make your money. This isn't like, I'm not dumping on the guy, but in my experience, about 99% of the things that he says is completely fabricated. Completely. It's like reading something on We've Got This Covered or something like of that nature. Well, let's see. Maybe he has some evidence. Maybe he has some evidence this time. The primary issue surrounding Rachel Zegler as of this moment relates to Snow White drama and the problems Disney was dealing with due to her public relations disaster. This issue stems from her comments about Snow White and her remarks about Andrew Burnap potentially being cut from Snow White. It also coincides with Zegler's overall position in Hollywood. Many studios have been avoiding working with her, wanting nothing to do with her, and essentially banning her from getting any acting roles. Hence, Zegler is planning to go the way of the law. What? She's literally in a Hunger Games movie right now, and she's in an upcoming Snow White movie right now. So I'm not exactly sure how that's someone being canceled or I'm not exactly sure. I've seen no other articles about this. Rachel Zegler taking legal action for being dropped. Now, she was dropped from Paddington 3. This I know. Rachel Zegler was blacklisted by multiple Hollywood studios that fired her or refused to work with her following the Snow White drama and backlash. Disney also let her go from multiple projects, including Pirates of the Caribbean. What? I didn't see that. In response to the treatment she has been receiving, Zegler and her team, including her agent and manager, are now taking legal action. A key update from Zero is that Zegler is attempting to pursue legal action against studios like Sony, Paramount, and Disney and Lionsgate after being released from projects she was supposedly contracted for. Now, is it possible that she had been contracted for certain things, that we don't know about, and that then they rug pulled her on. Yeah. Maybe. The idea that, when you go back a day ago and you look at these articles, and again, Inside the Magic is also a website that's like AI generated garbage that never really has any sources for a lot of stuff. But you see Disney shuts down Rachel Zegler's Snow White disagree on consent beliefs. I mean, what? I mean, when you look at articles about, Rachel Zegler scraps Disney's upcoming Pirates 6 film, you see actress Rachel Zegler is connected to Disney's controversial Pirates of the Caribbean 6 project without Johnny Depp. So it's possible, because as far as I know, they did stop that film. So if she was contracted for it, I suppose they might owe her money. This might be a bit of a stretch. But, I'm sure that they would put, Wide-Eyed Zegler in these films. And then it says she's moving forward on terms of racial discrimination and citing fan toxicity as the reason for being let go. Rachel Zegler was set to play a new superhero in a spin-off to the upcoming Madam Web based in Sony Spider-Verse. Additionally, Lionsgate and Paramount dropped Zegler from roles she was contracted for, an action thriller to be announced in March with a new lead actress instead of Zegler. The replacement is also confirmed by other sources inside the Magic tweets attached below. Lionsgate also dropped her from an important role that she was set to begin production next year. It was a role that she had obtained through contacts after filming The Hunger Games. I don't know. Is it possible that, is it possible that she was contracted for these things? Sure. You notice that they wrote tweets attached below, and then there's no tweets. Some of these projects, as far as I know, the Pirates of the Caribbean film just got scrapped entirely. They didn't replace her. But it'll be interesting to see. Definitely be interesting to see if this happens. It'll be great for, job security, because everyone loves hating on this chick. She's makes it extremely, extremely, extremely easy. The article is, of course, very sussy. The source is extremely questionable, but it'll be interesting to see if anything bears out. Maybe he'll be right this time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below. And remember to check out coffeebrandcoffee.com's Black Friday sale. Stock up today. It's the biggest discount we've ever done, and I would love to earn your business today.